Hey, hey, Chris from Divine Key with your Workout Wednesday for October 4th, 2023. Of course, you can watch this at any time. It's useful, it's evergreen, but I'm recording it on October 4th. And having said that, we're going into a season of, October, the veil is thin, and this is when your connection to spirit is greater. So I want to do a little exercise today where we work with some kind of visual aid. So for me, I'm going to be using a tarot deck, and I love this. This is the deck that I'm going to be using for the spooky season. The imagery is quite esoteric, so I really like it. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So the deck I'm going to be using today is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot, and I just adore this deck. It's so beautiful, but it's so thought-provoking. It comes in this gorgeous box. It has this nice ribbon to lift the cards out. I already have the cards out. And just as an example, here's the front of the book. So it comes with a nice book with explanations. So if you like to go to the book, this is a good one to use. There was a time when I was like totally opposed to like using the book. I'm like, you're not a real tarot reader if you use a book. But the reality is the person who wrote the book and the people who create the deck, they're tapping into spirit as well. They're tapping into what messages they're bringing through. So it's as valid to go to the book as it is to go to a human person. But what I like to do, because I want my message, I want my connection to come through. I want to talk to spirit through my connection. So I always go to my intuition and I read the cards first. And then I may go to the book to follow up and see what's going on. So anyway, that's just the basic tarot thing. But for today, what we're going to do, if you have a tarot deck, oracle deck, anything like that, you can play along. You can do this at a later date, doesn't matter. Or you could play along with me. So pause the video at the appropriate time and then come back. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card and we're going to leave it face down. And then we're going to write on your phone, on a piece of paper, it doesn't matter how you do it, but note down what you think the card is. So we're not going to look at it. We're going to tap in and we're going to try to intuit what the card is. So this is a pick a card, but not the kind of pick a card you might think. So go ahead and get whatever you need. Pause the video if you need to. And go get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, even a crayon, who cares? And let's get started with pulling a card. So I'm going to shuffle the card first, and I'm just going to, if you're back with me again, you can just shuffle. My cards are not in any order. I do have reversals in here, it doesn't matter. And then I'm either going to allow a jumper to come out, or I'm just going to pick one, whatever I'm called to do. So actually I like this one on the bottom, so we're going to take that one. So here's the card. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus, and I'm going to let the video play through this because I'm going to play along with you. Focus on what you think this card is. Like sit for a moment, get some imagery. I need to get my pen and pad as well. And we're going to go ahead and tap into what this card is. So the way you would do this is colors, feelings, an essence, whatever it is. Now these cards are quite unique and they're very in depth. So I would not expect anyone to really, unless you've worked with this deck before, to really be able to focus and get what the actual card is, but go with whatever comes through and let's see how close we come. So I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm going to actually do this with you and write what I feel is coming through. And this is great to do anytime. You can do this every day. That'd be great to really stretch that psychic, that spiritual muscle, to connect to spirit every day. So take a deep breath. Center into your solar plexus, the very center of your being, between your heart go from your heart down to your root chakra. Feel the energy. Connect to spirit. And write whatever comes to mind. Don't try to overthink it. Okay, so it's only been about a minute. I don't want to go too long with this one. Did you write something down? And if you didn't, pause the video, take a deep breath, and write something down. Write anything down. Whatever pops in your head, write it down. Okay, so hopefully you're back. Let's see what the card came up. See how close we came to it, okay? Well, I'm going to read you what I wrote first, and then I'm going to flip the card over. So for me, what I got was a blue color with birds, kind of flowing essence, the number 3, a feeling of sky or ocean. I got the essence of boats and little bits of orange here and there. So let's see what we got. Okay, so what we got is the 2 of Pentacles. It looks like this. I'm going to lift it up so you can see it clearly. Hold it steady for a bit. So I got sky. There's definitely sky in the background. Not bits of orange, but like a large cloak of red is coming through here, right? What else are we seeing here? There definitely is a bird. Seagull is on her head. And I'm gonna lift it up so that I can see it a little closer. I'm not sure what kind of, it looks like maybe that's part of her cape in the back coming up. Boots. I'm not sure. Oh, right here, I see there's a skeleton of an animal that might be a cat. It looks like, which is interesting. I didn't get that at all. There are blues. There is definitely an essence of sky with this one. I'm going to focus. Hopefully I can get to focus for you so you can see up close. And if not, maybe you can zoom your camera in. So that's how this works. It's just an essence of what do I feel? What do I get? She definitely is floating in the sky. There, I see ground here and clouds. So it's a 2. So I didn't get the number 3 to come through. The 2 came through, and I'm not really getting that essence of flow coming in, but you get the idea. So you can do this with your own deck, or you can actually even do this with like a picture. Like go to, if you have pictures printed anywhere, even if you have pictures on your phone, swipe through like on a fast scroll, stop it on one, turn it over so you can't see what it is, and then write down whatever it is you think is coming through. So let's do this again. Let's play again. And I want to point out that there's no wrong to this, right? You You can do this. There, like whatever you write is the right thing. It is what the message is that you're getting. So I'm gonna flip my paper. Well, actually, I'll just draw a line, and let's see what we end up with. So then, what you do after you make the comparison, you can then look at the whatever card you pulled, and you can expand your list of whatever it is that came through as you actually look at the card. So let's do this again. Let's pick another card and see what comes through from the Dreamkeeper's Tarot by Liz Huston, by the way. Oh, that one flipped over. So I don't want to take the ones that flip because I don't want to see it. I will say that one of the most difficult decks to do this with would be the vice versa deck. So if you have that, you probably don't want to use that one since it's printed on both sides. So let's pull another card and see what we end up with. So there we go. That's another pick a card. Play along with me. Take a moment and see what comes through for you. So write down whatever it is that you're feeling. Okay, do you have something written down? So I'm only leaving about a minute to actually note down because if you let too much time elapse, you overthink it. Like you get up into your head instead of into the flow of spirit. So let's see what we have this time. So I got some interesting imagery come through for me. I got 2 people that are like overlapping or touching, 3 smaller people, a moon, some dogs, a gate, and the colors purple and green. Okay, well, let's see what happened. For some reason, we lost our connection. I'll get it back. There we go. Okay, so let's see what we ended up with. Are you ready? The 10 of Wands. Okay, so this is interesting because the first image that I got was 2 people overlapping, and we definitely have that. I mean, one's a skeleton, but there are definitely 2 people who are overlapping. The colors are not there. There's a little bit of green leaf, but not very prominent little green at the bottom. And there are no little people, but an interesting root system or leaf web system at the bottom. 10 of Wands is what we're looking at here. Oh, look, there's a face here. So there's a smaller face right there. And these cards are kind of difficult to see on camera, I realize. So we'll have to rethink it, but I love it for this season. And if you look, you can see there is the shape of the moon in the background. So we did pick up on the moon. So we got some of the things. I noted a gate. I do not see gate imagery in here at all. However, 10 is a gateway because 10, I mean, so your ego and your logic can make sense of anything, right? But 10s are endings and beginnings. So 10s are the gateway. It's the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So we have that going on. What else did I know? Dogs, I see no dogs here at all. So that did not come through at all. So this is how it works. This is how you stretch that spiritual muscle. It's one way to do it. So it's a lot of fun. Really enjoy it. Again, the deck that we were using is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot, which is, obviously I have it for sale here. I use it myself. It is not a regular deck for me. It's really a special deck, but I like to use it during this season because the imagery is so interesting to me. So, the Dreamkeeper's Tarot by Liz Huston is what we are using. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out is this nice little cloth that I have. So these are tarot reader keepers for people who have tarot cards, and these are handmade locally by a local person, Nina Riggle. There's her logo. If you see that, you know that you've got a local handmade product by Nina. And she put a little key in the back for a divine key. But this is great because this is what I call my 3-card spread pouch. So the way it works is when you have your deck, right, it can go in here. So it goes into the pouch. And I love this. I have a few here that have this little pocket. So if you have a pendulum or a crystal, or if you keep something extra with your cards for whatever reason, there's a little space here that you can put it in to keep it for safekeeping. I know a lot of people keep crystals with their cards. I don't do that, but if you do, there's a pouch for you, and then it just rolls up so beautifully, and then you can just wrap it and tie off the end. So that's how you can travel with it and keep your card and your pendulum or whatever really safe. And then the beauty part of this is if you throw this in your bag and you go somewhere, or if you're a vendor of tarot, or if you just want to always have your cards so you have a place to read, then what happens is you can unroll it. This is the beauty. And you can do a 3-card spread super easily on a protected surface. This is the key. So wherever you're at, like if you're at a bar, if you're out in the woods, if you're in a field, you have a nice place to keep your cards so they don't get dirty. And there's plenty of room. You can't do a Celtic cross on this one. I have a larger size you can do a Celtic cross on. But you can easily do 3-card spread. As you can see, a 3-card spread plus the bottom of the deck all fits wonderfully on this cloth. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now look at this imagery. I mean, seriously, people, this deck is so freaking gorgeous. I just love it to pieces. So that's how this works. So Nina Riggle, if you want to drop in, I have a couple different designs, fabrics that she made it out of. And if you want just plain pouches, I love this. This is a crow pouch that Nina made. You can see there's her tag. So if you have a crow tarot, perfect complement to that. Or if you really love crows and ravens and you have something that you want to put in a pouch, great for runes. I asked her to make them a little bit larger so you can get your hand in them, so that if you have runes, you can have runes in there. Beautiful. I love her work. So if you see Nina at the farmer's market, check her out. It's fantastic stuff. So I wanted to mention that, and I'm going to switch back to me. That's how we do some intuitive work. So that was Workout Wednesday. Pick a card for October 4th. I hope you enjoyed it. If it was useful, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Share it with your friends. Like, do you know people who are interested in this stuff? Share my videos. It helps the algorithm, and it helps them find more information that might be useful. And I'm really happy to have you here. So I hope to see you next week. And until then, be well. Thanks. Bye.